You guys are probably wondering about my life right now. Since 2015, I have been gainfully employed by Living Resources Incorporated and the College Experience in Albany, New York. They brought me on board as their habilitation liaison. It is the first position that has allowed for an independent life away from my family while making continuous contributions to the state capitol that I now see as home after a prolonged transition. It took about 2 years before I was able to stop returning home up to 2 times a month, 90 minutes away, for services such as a haircut and chiropractic adjustments. My start to this new life and career was quite unpleasant, as it typically is with any significant life transition. For example, my staff training position was damaged by giving inappropriate advice and humorous examples that seemed harmless or well-intentioned. There was a new employee that looked like he were fighting to stay awake in my training session. Instead of suggesting that he stand up if he could not stop nodding off, I gave him the following advice. If it is an emergency, sometimes I take one of those SK energy shots from CVS. I had no idea that suggesting an over-the-counter stimulant that most of us take on occasion could or would have been inappropriate, and lacked the common sense to know this before having learned it the hard way. There were many more debacles that followed and consequences. Most of them were self-inflicted, and a few others seemed unfair or harsher than necessary. But I know at the time it was really the best I could do. No matter what happened, feeling like a victim or beating myself up over shortcomings cemented in the past was a one-way ticket to nowhere. The energy required to always be angry, bitter, and fearful could have been better employed in other avenues. I chose to take on as much as possible after the bad start and became a valuable asset to the agency. Less than 2 years after my employment, I was promoted to the Media and Activities Liaison for the College Experience. The following are my current duties: writing blog entries for social media, the volunteer coordinator, the activities coordinator, a trainer for self-advocacy and rights of the people we support. That's the training that I got back after 3 years of asking my supervisor in increments of 1 year at a time, always after New Year's Day. That just came back last week, and it feels amazing. A co-teacher for a college experience class every semester. The Self-Advocacy Club co-facilitator, working with at least one individual on their life skills while providing billing services, and taking on various side projects whenever possible or asked. Ambition and initiative, and not being able to let go and move on, have resulted in me representing Living Resources Incorporated on CBS News twice, as well as nominating my benevolent supervisor, Jennifer Richard, for a prestigious award, which she promptly won, and we all enjoyed an extravagant meal at a banquet hall. I am also allowed to lead fun activities near and far on my own, while personally providing transportation for the students and alumni whenever necessary. Despite all of the incredible developments that have transpired, I still think about the rejections from places in my home community and do not understand why they treated me in such a degrading fashion. My loyalty and soul, however, revolve around Living Resources instead of just chasing old demons from at least a decade earlier. I will be honest about something. During the worst of times, at the beginning of this new life, the numerous accomplishments at Living Resources transpired out of a blind fear and a desire to build autism insurance. Autism insurance is the reality that less than perfect days at the workplace are an accident waiting to happen as we compete with our challenges and just being human. All of the good things we have done prior to the bad day will hopefully make a difference as far as shaving off some of the possible consequences and surviving such days. Now I work 3 times as hard for healthier reasons and only hold on to a little bit of that past paranoia that I am going to lose my job someday. Hanging on to a tiny amount of poison could make all the difference, and nobody has the right to order us to let go completely without walking in our shoes. I believe complacency is the glove in which disaster slips its hand, but the support of colleagues, my supervisors, the CEO, and those whom I support with services keep me going. As an added bonus, my employment and other endeavors within Albany, such as litter cleanup, have resulted in having the chapter about my life in the new anthology book, American Spirit, written by Taya Kyle and her longtime collaborator, Jim D. Felice. The chapter is called Getting Past Barriers. I doubt this would have happened without my employment at Living Resources Incorporated and the college experience. The webpage of Living Resources is www.livingresources.org, and the college experience is thecollegeexperience.org if you would like to take a look. In this haven of autism awesomeness, our passion is more than enough until the rest of the world catches up with our wisdom and sees that we have something incredible to offer. I'd like to reiterate something I said in the last paragraph because it's most important and because I stammered just a little bit, I think. Nobody has the right to order us to let go of our autism awesomeness and the passion that is found within this room. Thank you for having me here, and you with the video, please scan to the crowd so everyone on YouTube or Facebook can see your autism awesome.